cannot extrapolate how condescending motherfuckers can be when they think they know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, it's got to me. It's got to my fucking nerves now. Because this girl's reading, the cards are so clear. It's coming out. An older lady stole a house from a child and then gave that house to someone else who is now gifting that house to their son. It's so simple. It's so easy. It's a fucking children's book at this point to read these motherfucking cards. I swear. But she's confused as fuck. She doesn't know how to read these motherfucking cards. She's even calling the cards confusing to the point where she fucking asks, "What's the house for?" I'm fucking done, y'all. What's a house for? I'm done. It's a storybook. It's a storybook. I don't know how confused you have to be to look at a children's storybook, fucking Lorax, fucking what's his face? I don't even remember his name anymore. Ronald Dahl fucking book, and be confused. Green eggs and ham. What's the ham for? It's green eggs and ham. What's confusing about it? They're green. Like, I'm done. I'm done. So I'm just gonna read the message, okay? I'm just gonna read the message from how it comes out in the reading. Let's clear this energy out, because I haven't done a reading in a while. Because, like, I thought the bitches knew how to read by now. You know? I thought, hey, I can just listen to it podcast style now instead of doing it on my own. Because, you know, if there's no medical practitioner around you, what are you going to do? You're going to learn how to perform medicine on yourself so that you can heal yourself. But when there's hella doctors around you, what do? You go get a doctor's motherfucking visit and end it right there. And it's fine. But no, motherfuckers want to act lost and confused. And let's start this reading. Okay. And I was literally busy right now. I even took off my motherfucking nails. Nails looking all crusty and shit. Chapped and shit. Because I wasn't even in this energy. But yeah, blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. What else is coming through here? Envy in reverse. So it's envy that was leaving. And I know what this envy is for. So basically, if y'all were ever if anything was taken away from you unfairly, a child, a pet, a job, an occupation, a responsibility, a title, a throne, anything that was taken unfairly from you, right? Which would be given back to you anyways 10 times fold if it really does belong to you, right? What'd you call it? And you knew you had a duty to take care of that responsibility, right? And someone has taken that away from you, and now they're basically projecting their failure of that responsibility of not acquiring it appropriately and not really taking care of it the way that it's meant to be taken care of because it belongs to you. And they're projecting all that fucking grief onto you, and it's being looked at as blame and envy. Basically, it's like, oh, because you don't have it, you can't take care of it, you can't be there for it. So it's kind of that jealousy energy. But I'm taking this shit. Y'all want to be fucking doing this shit to me? I'm taking it. I'm going to take this shit, right? All this blame, this jealousy and shit, I'm be salty as fuck. Because Jesus Christ said it's okay for me to be salty. So I'm be salty as fuck about this. I'm be salty about this. All right? Because I'm not over here planning on giving people forgiveness anymore. I'm over it. I'm fucking over it. I'm fucking over it. It's gotten to me till here. I'm going to do shadow work. I'm going to clear out this energy. I'm going to find new ways to be able to express myself and express my responsibilities and be able to take care of things that I want to take care of. I'm going to make fucking sure that none of y'all have that shit. I'm going to make fucking sure. I'm going to be salty. I'm going to be petty about it, bitch. I'm going to be salty. I'm going to be petty laboo about it. Fear. Y'all gonna have the fear of God put in y'all for trying to stealing from me, from taking my opportunities away from you. Y'all gonna have the fear of God in y'all. I'm done. Two can play this game. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love, and denial's right here. Denial right here. These motherfuckers denied me the responsibility and acknowledgement. I acknowledge my fear and I replace it with the insight of awareness. And we're finna be aware We're gonna be real motherfucking aware of the situation right now, because whatever fear that they're trying to throw on us is gonna have no kind of energy to exist anymore, because they fucked with me. There's a bubble, there's a cage, there's a fucking hell that will be brought upon this energy if that has to be what it is that has to be done. Gratitude here. Hell's about to be a beautiful motherfucking place if that's what the fuck has to happen. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Peace and surrender. There's going to be peace and surrender brought to the situation. These people, right, who don't know how to read, people who don't know how to accurately present a message, people who keep on playing around with energies and times and circumstances and situations, all of them are going to have to bow down, make peace, and surrender. That's exactly what the fuck they're going to do. And you know how hard it is to make peace? These motherfuckers are going to have to learn how to make motherfucking peace, since they want to be peacekeepers out here trying to steal people's responsibilities and shit. That's what the fuck it is that's going on. In our generation, by the way, Gen Z generation, we've been handed the fucking Pluto and Sagittarius card, which means that in no way in capacity do we have to ever worry about money. Our generational wealth should have already been here, basically. In no shape, form, capacity do we ever have to worry about jobs. Our generational standards are already here. So I don't want to hear any millennials talk shit about Gen Z, all Gen Z, that Gen Z. I don't want to fucking hear it anymore. I am sick and tired of that shit. I am so sick and tired of that shit. You guys were supposed to be maintaining the generational wealth. Where the fuck is it? Where is the generational wealth, millennials? Where the fuck is it, Gen X? Where is it, Gen Y? Because the shit is supposed to be going through a turnover, so where is it? Gen Zs aren't supposed to be struggling to maintain what it is that they are in. We're not supposed to be having to run away from our family homes in order to maintain our peace and security. We're supposed to have family homes to live in and build generational wealth in the future. I'm going to make it super fucking clear. Our generation isn't supposed to be living on our own, building our own wealth. We're not supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be maintaining a wealth that was already provided to us by a previous generation. That's what our generation is meant to be doing. So I don't know what these people are doing, going around assuming shit that we have to work 40 times harder for what? To make back something that is already ours? What the fuck is with this scam? Not trying to release children's generational wealth, not trying to provide the free healthcare that we already paid for. We already paid for it. That's why we're born in this generation, because we already maintained that generation no wealth back when we had the opportunity to start it out. So when we started that shit out, where is it now? Nowhere the fuck to be found, apparently. Look, guilt. Guilt. That's what the fuck they want to send us generationally, guilt. So when we're here to transmute all the fucking slavery shit, oh, sorry you guys had to work so hard to build stuff for us. We're here to keep on providing, to provide back for what it is, reparations. How the fuck are we supposed to provide reparations for all the bullshit that had occurred when they're not allowing us receive that income? Where is it going? How are we supposed to provide for the children that are being born in this generation if we can't even provide for our fucking selves? Because the motherfuckers are hoarding all of it. Hoarding it. Hoarding it. Relationships. And we're about to tap into these relationships and how they've denied their bloodlines from proceeding. Because the bloodlines are here. You know when they said, oh, your generational bloodlines, your bloodlines are going to be cursed, da, 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 da. We broke all the curses. And now it's time for us to receive. Because they thought that we would have a fun time dealing with the curses that they were trying to put upon our generation. They thought, this is the thing about the generational curses that these motherfuckers did not understand. Here's what it is that they didn't understand. They put those curses upon us as our children. As their children. They put those curses upon us because they thought it was going to be our problem and not theirs. And now it's becoming their problem and never ours. The curse wasn't meant to be on us so that it would continue with us. It was meant to stop with us and be returned back. Do you understand what I'm saying? Back. That means the future is pure and cleansed. And it's for the past to deal with. And the past is not gonna want to deal with any of that shit, is she? Look, what does the past have to deal with? What does the past have to deal with? What does the past have to deal with? Scrutiny. People are going to realize who the fuck people are. People's tombstones are going to be raided. Motherfuckers aren't going to be able to rest in peace. Ancestors are going to be cleared out. Which ones are truly here, meant for us, the ones that are moving forward, and the ones that are staying right in hell. In the hell that they had manifested. Pride in reverse. Pride fallen. No pride in the past. That's what's going to happen. They're going to be forgotten. They thought that they were going to leave a mark. Leave the mark of the fucking beast up in this bitch. It's going to be gone. They will not be remembered. Health is here for the generation moving forward. Period. That's what's coming for our generation. And it's for their security too. It's funny. It's funny how it's funny, you know, they say you laugh every time too when you're going through some sort of, when you're getting fucked over as well. That's what's going on. It's funny now. We're all laughing now because of the fact that we gotta do what we gotta do to survive, to get this shit going. Even the angels are saying we gotta do what we gotta do. Denial. So this is what we're reading to in this energy today about this denial. What's this denial about? What's this denial about? Where is it being projected from? Where is this denial being projected from? Disturbance. Some obscure irritation, supernatural energy. So it's a supernatural energy. This came out in reverse. It's a supernatural energy when it talks about, literally came out in reverse and it flipped over. So really circumstances, situation, probably misconstruing signs and symbolisms. Misconstruing signs and symbolism. So it comes from the sheer stupidity of not knowing the cause and effects of situations. What is this? That's what it is. Evidence, pride. See? Not knowing the cause and effects of situations, ego. What started something and what ended something. So it's obviously also building pride upon the unknown. Thinking that just because something is unknown and you're supposed to let go and trust in God, that somehow the unknown has your back. You know what they say? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. What you don't know won't harm you type shit. That's what the fuck they're trying to do. What you don't know won't harm you. But then at the end of the day, when you say, get to know God and find out who God is, as if God is the one that would harm his children. They say, what you don't know won't harm you. And yet, they don't want you to know that they're stealing from you. What you know won't harm you. Yet, they don't want you to know how they're raping you, raping your mind, raping your subconscious, how they're raping your being, your emotions. What you don't know won't harm you. And yet, they're trying to hide evidence, hide proof of pride, of ego, of mistakes that they've made. That's really what it is. What they've built upon, the mistakes that they've made. The grave sites that they've built upon. The housing that they made upon those grave sites. The parks that they demolished for their fucking what's his face? For their fucking parking lots. For the grave sites, the communities of black people they've killed for their carnivals, for their fucking Disneyland and fucking, you know what I'm talking about? Festival areas, not even just clear land, none of that. Ruining traditions in order to perpetrate drug usage, instead of seeing things as medicinal, they have to be seen as substance abuse. Forcing people to commit substance abuse, forcing people to commit to mistakes that they've made, become what their mistakes make them out to be. Because what you don't know won't kill you. Denial. That's the denial. Ignorance. I be trying to perpetrate ignorance is bliss. How many times have I said this? Look at this. Trying to make you compromise your self-love for their ignorance. Ignore how I harm you because this is what they're trying to make. This is stereotype right here, the example. It's ignore how I harm you because I want you to think that you love yourself enough. I want you to think you're perfect the way that you are, even though I know you're suffering. That's what they want you to accept. That's what they want you to compromise with. That's what they want you to be like. Oh, I know that you think you're struggling, but what do you know about yourself? I know more than you about you. And I know that you're suffering. But here's the thing. I won't tell you how much you're suffering and how much you would actually have to do to heal yourself, because I want you to compromise with me. I want you to give me your pride and ego. I want you to feed me your pride and ego so that I can feel better about myself, because that's where I exist on. And that's what the fuck they were trying to project onto the angels as well. And that's what the fuck they were trying to project onto the Heavenly Father as well. That's what they wanted it to be like in heaven. I said, hell is about to look hell is going to look a lot like paradise now once we clear the fucking energy. Daydream and death. Look, daydream and death, optimism, illusion, delirium. Toxic optimism, delusion. There's a balance in things. There's a balance in this world. That's why war is seen up there. That's why war is actually working with heaven. Isn't that funny? How God works with war, works with God. Isn't that funny? How war isn't necessarily a negative thing or a positive thing. War exists as a tool. Look, controlled by God. Look, strategy, planning, those are all points in war used by God. Isn't that funny? How you can't control war, how you can't control destinies of people, how you can't control how they are, who they are, how they live, what their plan is, what their schedule is, didn't even come out. Be right back. Okay. So what's this denial all about? What's this denial all about? Protest. Inadequacy, sue, attention. Denial of attention. Yeah. So the whole reason or the whole idea or purpose behind why it is that we in this generation have been severely neglected is because people have been denying us attention. They've been denying us attention because the millennials were protesting. Millennials, Gen Zs, Gen Ys, Gen X, they were in protest energy. And because they were protesting so much, they now are holding on to those feelings of resentment, right? The generations before us, they're holding on to all those generations of resentment and then accusing us of trying to do the same thing. And I knew something was odd. I knew there was a pattern that had to be broken about this whole situation. I mean, even in the movies we watch about the future, protests are the one thing that exists. As if there would always be protesting, as if there's never any safety, security, or fundamental truth and peace in our world. As if we can't just fucking live our lives and be fucking happy as a society, as a people. As if that's so fucking impossible to achieve. As if it's never been fucking done before. And so they're projecting all this fucking wishy-washy fucking denial energy at us, hoping that we continue this fucking generational fucking curse. And it fucking ends here. It literally ended. It fucking ends. It's enough. No one's going to be trying to protest against these motherfuckers in order to gain some attention. No! We will just flip tables, nigga! We will flip this whole situation upside its motherfucking head if we fucking have to. We were taught from the motherfucking best. We were prepared in the heavens for this. That's why it's war. Mask. Inconsistency, pretending, deception. They want us to pretend. That's why they're hiring fucking actors to be in all these fucking screenings and shows and talking about what's going on and who's doing what and it's breaking fucking news today. Shocking motherfucking revelation all of a sudden. This is what's happening on screen, and here are all the witnesses talking shit about what occurred. All these people though. Let's hire some people to come in and fucking talk to our fucking rallies and shit. Hiring people because that's what the fuck they want us to do. They want us to get paid. That's how they'll pay any attention to us. That's how they do it. Through money. That's how they pay attention to our needs. Through money. By paying people. Paying people to fucking sit there and pretend to listen. Pretend to listen to them. Here, come listen to my podcast. And fucking sends out the fucking algorithm to constantly and continuously project all these fucking subliminal messages so that people would sit there and find their way into people's podcasts so they can fabricate numbers, because that's how people are going to make money. Come watch my fucking video, or this beef and that beef. You can tell when there's real advertisers, by the way. You can tell when there's real people advertising behind some communities. You can tell when there's real advertisers. And you can tell when there's people who only care about the money that they're going to get from the advertising. You can tell. Aid and reverse. They're helpless. That they bring off and they protrude and project this fucking helpless ass energy onto the collective through our media, through our algorithms, through our sense of beings, through our work affairs. And they project all these fucking feelings, disrupting our shows, our movies, our entertainment, our publicized energies, our real algorithms, our real matrices, disrupting our way of life in order to project this need of helplessness. We need people to be helpless because that way we can provide for those helpless people so that those helpless people go around like false fucking prophets and talk to other people about how helpful the motherfucker who put them in the helpless situation had been, and so that they would worship that fucking negligent fucking narcissistic asshole. So that then that negligent narcissistic asshole could neglect more motherfuckers. Because that's what the fuck they want from people. And it's fucking obvious, isn't it? It's fucking obvious, isn't it? Throughout the symbolism that people sit there and watch. They watch obvious symbolism while the subliminal shit enters their mind. While they sit there and calculate and conform to the fucking obvious fucking bullshit that people are fucking shoving in your fucking face. So you sit there and think, wow, I can really tell what's going on in this movie. I can really tell what's going on in this series. I can really tell what that person is talking about, what they're thinking about, how they're acting and behaving. Because I'm such a motherfucking psychologist all of a motherfucking sudden. And I tell you guys, if there are no fucking psychologists, therapists, or any doctors around you, you are fully free to learn to do these shits by yourself, because it's all trial and error, and your effort will be rewarded. But for God's sakes, if there are professionals out there, therapists, psychologists, dentists, I don't give a fuck what kind of doctor you need to go see, but go and see them, because you don't have to do this on your own. You are not alone. Please, for God's sakes, heal yourself. They are talented people out here. It is a part of our generational wealth, please. Education wasn't easy. Back then, it was hell to get educated. It was hell to get educated back then. Now it's so fucking easy. Go get educated. Build your talents. People are born with it because their ancestors weren't. Look at this shit. Unfairness, incaution, exploitation. This is what they make you fear. This is what they want you to be fearful of. Exploitation. Be afraid of exploitation so that then you feel denied freedom. So that at some point you come to us to help you. That's what the fuck they want. They want you to fear exploitation all the way to their fucking side, so that then they can tell you how to stop being fucking exploited, even if you're not, or even if you are. We already know that the justice around us has been unfair. That's why people have been taking their fucking, property in their own hands. That's why people have been holding on to their assets and capitals by themselves. People been afraid of exploitation for a very long time. Why do you think that our great-grandparents and our great-great-great-grandparents are Gen X motherfuckers? Gen X, Gen Y motherfuckers. Why do you think they were hiding money under their mattresses, huh? You think it's because they stopped the baby boomers? Do you think that it's because they stopped the boomers from fucking exploiting the justice system in order for hiding foul play in the systems? You think it's because of that? You think the Gen X, the millennials, the Gen Ys cared about that? No! They were hiding fucking money in their mattresses, in their wardrobes. That's how the fuck they build generational wealth. Oh my goodness. This shit is stressful. We don't gotta do all that now. Now we got mattresses of different kinds, digital mattresses that we can hide our currency in, so that we can avoid being exploited. Now it's so much easier to build your wealth and have savings. The only issue is they're trying to take it. The wealth that we make, they're trying to exploit it. And they're trying to make you fear that exploitation. It's a bribe. It's a fucking bribe. They're bribing you to pay for the conditions that they lay upon your life. And they're doing so by making you believe that if you fear exploitation, and not that if you fear, that fearing exploitation will be removed by them accommodating your assets. And it's all a big grand fucking robbery. You give them your assets and that's it. The fear of exploitation has now been complete because they are exploiting you. Look. Goodness. Even the ancestors are like, goodness me type stuff. Morality, humanness, appearing to be human to you, appearing to be truthful to you, appearing to be honest and humble. Most of that generation is dead. You know? That's the one thing they don't want to tell you about. The only place where that generation is still alive and kicking is in fucking Japan. But they accommodated their assets appropriately, especially after that shit. They learned their lesson early. That's why you don't see as many Gen Z suicides as Gen Y suicides and millennial suicides in Japan. Thank God for hentai. Live and learn. Japan is ahead of us in the US. Way ahead. You know where else most of the elderly people, all the what you call it, Gen Y, I think. Yeah, Gen Y. No, or Gen X and boomers are? And silent generation, even the silent generation. You know where they're at? They're in fucking Russia. They're in Europe. The only generation that's really here in this motherfucking country, Gen Y, millennials, and Gen Z, and younger generations that are coming up. The silent generation stayed silent and died silent. The boomer generation, motherfuckers getting shot up now. Like, their whole life right now is a near-death experience. Trying to make us, and that's another thing, is their fucking near-death experiences trying to fucking, be projected upon us. No wonder all this robbery and exploitation is here. They're denying us our life by projecting their near-death experiences to us like we're affected by them. You already done affected us a long time ago, before we were born. There's no affecting us anymore now. It's too late. It's been too late. It's 20 years too late. Again, merit making and goodness. We are already building new origins here. And they're trying to deny this with their fucking protest. Look at them trying to protest as if that it works with us. That shit don't work on us. You better starve yourself. You better go fucking Gandhi in this bitch if you try to protest us and our life. You better not eat. Leave the food for us. More for us. I told you, it doesn't work for us. It doesn't work for us. What are they gonna do? Not buy shit? Go on a fucking money strike and not pay for shit? Don't let them not pay for more for us. They don't understand how over them we are. They don't understand. It's only in their imagination, like, you know what it is? They're trying to sit there and say, like, especially millennials, they're trying to sit there and say, like, oh, like, in their imagination, they thought that we were living good and lavish and whatnot. In their imagination. But even in their imagination, they don't know that. They don't know that. They don't know that in their imagination, you know what it is? Strategic planning on how the fuck they're delusionally going to make what they want happen. Whatever they have in their imagination, it's selfish. That's what it is. It's selfish. And rarely do millennials, and I'm talking is really, really young millennials. I'm thinking that there's going to be a huge division between millennials and Gen Zs because of that in-between bracket. 1996 is millennials, right? Up to 1996. After 1996 is Gen Z. 1997. I'm pretty sure. Yup. That's how it was. 1997 plus. So like from 1996, that's really where Gen Zs begin. Yup. Yeah, that shit made me forget for a second. In their imagination, yep, that's what it is. In their imagination, they're collaborating on how they're going to be escaping crises. I'm so done. I'm I'm so done. Because the millennial generation is Pluto and Scorpio. Of course, they're going to be thinking of how they're going to be escaping. That's the doomer generation. That's why they were projecting doomerism onto the younger generation. The Gen Z, the younger Gen Z, we're not doomers. They're not doomers. They're not fucking, they're not doomers. The younger generation is not, they're not doomers. They're the golden generation. I don't know what the fuck these idiots think. They're the golden generation. I call it right now. I call judgment upon that. It's the golden generation. That's what the younger generation is, the golden generation. They're so much smarter, so much wiser, so much more prepared, so much more, like, they're just larger than fucking life. That's what it is. I call them the golden generation. Period. Look, they've been planned. They don't care what's going to happen in the future. All they know and they give a shit about is the fact that there's going to be success, and that's what the fuck is going to happen. Period. Look at them. That's the younger generation. Period. All this shit trying to control, manipulate, and fucking project doomerism onto the younger generation is fucking over. It's fucking over. They were the ones that, these fucking millennials are so fucking stupid. Where I swear these millennials are some of the dumber generations to exist. I swear. Gen Y and millennials, especially that in between part, because they be acting like everyone is all up on their ass, like they're so hated and forgotten. Like, what I say? Didn't I say that we're gonna be forgotten? Didn't I motherfucking say? Cause who the fuck wants to remember that? Cause who the fuck wants to remember that? Can I get an amen? All this, them Gen Y millennial bitches be fucking on minors. They be fucking on the golden age, boyfriends and girlfriends. That's why they have so many fucking problems and issues. They literally, this is what the fuck it is. They act like they're so fucking innocent all the motherfucking time. Look, they don't want to do it anymore. They don't want to be a part of it anymore. I said it's forgotten. The fuck? Strategy. So now what is it? They want to break down what it is that they did. Nah, we don't give a fuck about that. All of it can go. All of it can go. Even the evidence of it can go. We don't give a shit anymore. Look, the only way that it's gonna be, you know what? It's like Pandora's motherfucking box. It's like Pandora's box part 2. All the bullshit that they did is being put inside a giant fucking box, locked up and sent directly to the bottom of hell, to never be opened to be seen again or anything like that. For real. For real. Ain't nobody want to see that shit. It's like when Saturn was eating, like the Kronos. It's like the story of Kronos when he was eating them fucking babies and shit. Oh, we're good. We're good. We don't need that. We're good on that. Thank you. Yeah, look at this. This is all they did. Fight God on their death, on their ego deaths. Fight God about humanity. Fight God about what the fuck they had to do. Fight God about what it is that they had to do, and fucking indulge. Indulge. Piss God off and fight God. Piss God off and fight God. That's all they give a shit about. That's all they give a shit about. And don't talk to me about Gothic periods, because them's like before the silent generation. They didn't even act like this. Real goths know what the fuck is up. Real emos know what the fuck is up. That's why they have crosses all over them. They were praying for these motherfuckers. Trying to look like them, trying to act like them, trying to wear their skin, trying to act like they know what the fuck's going on. Trying to mimic their crises. It's all pretend. It's such a bullshit energy. It's such a bullshit energy. I don't get along with Scorpios anymore. I'm gonna be so for real, especially Scorpio men. I don't get along with Scorpio men anymore. One thing about it is such bullshit. Oh, you're hurt, but you're pretending not to be hurt in that way. But you're pretending to be hurt in a different way that no one can help you in. Meanwhile, you victimize and martyr yourself. No wonder it's an ego death. No wonder. Just bullshit, really. Really bullshit. Grim as fuck. For what reason? What fun is there? Jingle bells, the fuck? I really don't fucking know anymore. I really don't fucking know anymore. Like, that's it. Anything fucking else? Luck is approaching, and the kids are going to teach us how we can really take care of it. Take care of our wealth. We couldn't depend on the adults, and the kids are going to feel pressured to be depended on. But one thing about these kids is that they're so prepared. They love being depended on. And that's the difference between these kids and us. We can't stand being dependent on. Gen Zs, we don't fuck being dependent on. Because we felt like as if they were trying to exploit us for dependency. That's all it was. Generation Z exploiting for dependency. The younger generation, there's going to be no way that they're going to be exploited for dependency. They're going to be depended on for a different cause. For a cause that helps them. For a cause that helps the entirety of humanity. See this cursing shit? I knew it was going to come out. It's broken. Right behind it is justice. Justice will be pronounced in this generation. Gen Zs, we are the generation of justice. They tried to make us zombies. They tried to make us like idiots, idiocracy. They tried to fuck with our shit. It's over. They try to trap us. An entire generation. Genesis will not stand for this. Vow? Genesis made a vow to God. All the deities in the creation made vows to God. They are all binded to those vows. Do you understand? They don't care about you and your thoughts. They care about what God thinks, what God creates, what God strategizes. They don't care about this delirious, overtly optimistic or overtly pessimistic energy, building false foundations upon energies, calling passion fury, making people pissed in order to annihilate their self-awareness. That shit does not work on us. That shit does not work on us. Compromise keeps coming out. Yeah, friendship in reverse. What's this friendship in reverse? What's this friendship in reverse? Fury in reverse. What's this? Confinement. Homeless. I can't even make this shit up. They're codependent on, like, they're codependent. That's crazy. They're codependent on a class system. That's what they're codependent on. They're codependent on a class system. They don't want to actually go to heaven. They don't want to actually reach heaven or ascend. But they're codependent on a class system, a ranking system. They were not prepared. They were not prepared for the ranking systems. They were not prepared. So there's going to be new ranking systems on Earth. New class systems. Systems that can't be used negatively on codependency. And let me explain to you why there's still going to be class systems, even though they're codependent on it. Because the codependency lies on the class systems that they've built for themselves within themselves, that they manifested to be able to project on other people so that they would build it like how it had been done before. But in no way does what it is that we've done before would work on us now, because it's old, it's outdated. It's an outdated system of co-creation. It's an outdated method of manifestation. And they're going to have to die in it. They are the last generation to die in that. Because there will no longer be that system, that class system. What is that class system based off of? The class system is based off of temptation. It's temptation. The class system is based off of temptation. So it's being released. Yep, justice in reverse. About blackmail, temptation, bribery, fraud. That's the class system. Who can fraud who the most? Who can lie to who the best? Who can receive profit and income numbers? Who can get more numbers off of lies? Who can assume bigger positions easier? That shit is done. That shit is done. How is it going to stop, Holy Spirit? How is it going to stop? Coach. So we'll find out from our inner children or the newer generation, if you don't know how to speak to your inner child, or if you're still learning to heal your inner child, or if you're not used to communicating to your inner child. I would get on that if I were you. Okay, your inner child is most connected to God when it comes to you in your life. Okay, if I'm going to be so for real. Fuck everything else. Your inner child is the one that's most connected to God. Okay, because your inner child is the one that exists for real, for real. Death, releasing obsessions with death, releasing the obsessions with the crises. Basically, you're not in danger all the time. You're not. Even in this current situation, you're not in danger. They are. Even if they are, you're not. Even if they're going to, you're not. You're not affected by this. You're not affected by this. It's time to accept immortality is basically what it is. It's time for you to accept your immortal soul. See your soul as your vessel. Your immortal soul is your vessel. Your soul manifested its image of God onto the external reality that exists. Your external vessel is your body. Your physical body is the embodiment of your soul. It protects your soul. And your soul is the vessel of creation, of source. Your soul is a manifestation of God within you. It's time to accept your immortality. It's time to accept who you truly are. Eternal love. Eternity, consistency, soulmates. You see? It's time for you to see the truth of your soul existence. Pluto and Sagittarius. It's time for you to see the higher values that your soul carries. It's time for you to release this obsession with failure. Their obsession with failure. They're worried they're going to be in a crisis and want to do insurance. Well, that's not a good reason to give me to do insurance. Oh, you're going to die. You feel like you're going to die next week. Maybe you're meant to die next week. That's still not going to be a good reason to get insurance. Find something else. That's really the energy. That person is worried about the economic crash and them dying homeless from that economic crash. Well, we don't care. The economy doesn't care about you. You're supposed to care about the economy. How are you going to make the plants and earth love you if you don't love the earth and plants? It's enough with enabling codependent ideas of love. Forcing. It's force. Like rape. Obsession with rape. Raping people. Using other people's rape as a crutch. Using other people who you know or think that might be being raped or something to achieve triumph, because this triumph is ready for you to be accepted. It's time for you to accept success and triumph in your life the way that you're meant to be doing it. Why do you really want insurance? You want insurance because A, you're providing for the future of the generations beyond you. B, you've access to multitudes of assets and capital that you would like to be conjoined into one preliminary point, or multiple if they have different usages. Be decisive on why you're manifesting and creating what it is that you're trying to create and manifest, and why it is that it is the way that it is. No one's gonna give a fuck about you because you're trying to make sure you don't die. Ain't no one give a fuck. Especially not the current energy of our generation. It's fucking over. It's fucking over. Why do you want a painting on your wall? Why do you want those shoes? Why do you want that treasure? Why do you want that status? It better be something fucking good and not be fucking that death. Because those are excuses at this point. Yeah. This is something we're going to learn from our generation, from the younger generation, the golden generation. The golden generation is going to teach us the real reason as to why we want what we want. The real reason behind our desires. That's what the golden generation is going to teach us. Why is it that I want that food? Why is it that I want to cook? Why is it that I want to heal? Why is it that I choose to heal? Why is it that I choose to move forward? Why is it that I choose to find my way? Why is it that I choose to navigate? Why is it that I choose to find higher soul purpose? Why? And not no stupid things like, what's that home for? Please, for goodness sakes. What is that home used for? That's death energy. On that, see, endorsement, that's the word. Endorsement. Persuasion. This overbearing, like, useless need to find a reason to deny persuasion, even when there's no persuasion, to the point of manifesting persuasion. That's temptation. I'm not even kidding. Temptation. What I say? Temptation. It's enough. It's enough. A fear of exploitation and everything. Look. Management, plan, and organize. So this is how it's going to stop. Or this is how it's going to change. There's a new management, new schedule, new plans, new people being put in place. I fully, I put my hand up. I fully support and acknowledge newer positions of power with younger individuals, hopefully not millennials, hopefully more Gen Z energy into our parties. That guy who ended up in Greece, parliament, and he's like a Gen Zer, go off, do something new, do something different, calm. All these motherfuckers are going to have to sit there and learn to maintain and accept peace. They're going to have to learn to sit and maintain and accept peace. You know, like in the episode of Black Mirror, where everybody's on their social, if it has to be like that, and that's the only time that I've seen that shit work for real. If it has to be like that, where they have to go through likes and like none of that fake shit, because as far as I'm concerned, that episode of Black Mirror where that girlie was like pretending, she got invited to her former friend's wedding, right? Like, clearly she's thinking about you, right? Clearly she's thinking about you. Clearly she's like, come to my wedding, come see my shit, right? And it's a fancy wedding. She even sends you a dress in that size. She cares. She cares for real. Even though it's like bare minimum, she cares. She does all of that. And then not only do you fuck shit up, but you also low-key have a crush on like someone there, or you're trying to fake your status, you're doing all this fuck shit instead of just being an overall good person. You would rather fake being a good person, and that landed her in jail, where she had to then do shadow work. Cause yelling at someone else like that while both of them are in that karmic relationship, that's a karmic relationship. Them insulting each other, feeling better about it, that's a karmic relationship, because they're relaying negative energy upon each other instead of doing shadow work. So she's gonna have to do shadow work there when they both get tired in jail. If that has to be how our life has to be, if we have to have a Black Mirror fucking episode where everybody has to be on their fucking phones, liking and everything like that, seeing, you know, there's even in Star Trek, I'm pretty sure it's Star Trek, where there's episode where these guys have like these buttons, and they like, it's a popularity type shit, but like really it's how nice you are. Like if you compliment someone, or if you're just an overall good fucking person, you would have no problem in that society, really. I mean, that's like the best part about it, right? If we have to do that shit so that these motherfuckers stop trying to steal our shit, or like persuade people to fucking like be bribed or lie or anything like that, then that's what the fuck has to happen. I don't know. Moving on. If they have to learn to be controlled and shit, if they have to be controlled and appointed masters over them so that they learn how to fucking sit down and be calm and learn how to have peace and maintain peace, then that's what the fuck is going to happen. Because that's more important than whatever the fuck they were trying to cause people enslavement for. Vow and imagination here. Yeah. So another thing for all the real spiritualists out there who know about the black magic, and my phone's about to die, so. For the real spiritualists out here who like all this black magic and stuff like that, that stuff bothers you guys, or, you know, like, if you really know about witchcraft, or you've really studied it and the psychology behind witchcraft and magic, right? If you really know anything about it, then you know it's really psychic and psychological manipulation, right? You really know that's what it is, okay? Subconscious, psychic, and psyche manipulation, okay? Socio manipulation, and so on. If you really do worry about that and you're concerned about that in your life and how your imagination is being utilized to manifest strategies against your favor, okay, that's all going to be revealed here as well through this tarot reading that I'm about to do, okay? I'm going to explain in ways that these people utilize subliminal messages or utilize psychological, sociological abuse in order to manipulate what you manifest in your life, and how it goes how it either serves you, serves them, serves others, or however in the fuck. I'm going to give you guys an example. For example, inside the spiritual community, sometimes when you're a chosen one, these motherfuckers love to say, oh, you're chosen, you're meant to be helping people, you're meant to be helping the collective and helping society. No, the fuck you're not. You are not made in this planet to be other people's. You are not made or put into this planet to be other people's saviors. Okay, you are not made on this planet to serve your purpose for other people. Yes, there's a difference between serving humanity and serving people. Okay, there's a difference. Okay, you are not put on this planet to babysit motherfuckers. Okay, to babysit their spiritual journey and to babysit if you're a real chosen one, a real spiritual. That's not why the fuck you were put here. You were not put here to serve the egos, identities, and the wealth and the so on and so forth of other people. That's not why you were here. If you're chosen, you were most definitely chosen to serve God, and that's it. Okay, it's whatever God tells you, whatever God has for you. You're like God's personal assistant. You're like the Holy Spirit's personal fucking assistant. That's what you do if you're chosen. Period. You're not out here people trying to fucking glorify shit in your face and then subliminally try to make you, I just did. Subliminally try and make you do what they want you to do. By trying to manipulate your psyche as if they're not doing it. Especially bothers me because it'd be Gen Y millennials that be doing that shit. It especially be them. Cause like of that crisis energy. That crisis, Scorpio crisis energy trying to escape a crisis. Everything is a fucking crisis. You're losing friends is a crisis. You're losing assets is a crisis. You're losing a home is a crisis. You're losing wealth is a crisis. Everything must be crisis. Your life is a crisis. Everything all the time. Like, it's not that serious. It's not that deep. And stop pretending it is. Okay? Idea here. So this is the one thing. So the first factor of these situations is how their codependency. Codependency on persuasion and temptation. Codependency on fraud. Codependency on lying. Codependency on that shit. Okay, we're gonna be able to break that down because that'll show the projected psychological effects of their behaviors that force you to behave the way that they do or pick up on their energy when you don't have to. Okay, see, strategy and death. See what I'm saying here? That's it. The whole strategy is death. The whole strategy is insurance money for death. The whole strategy is just harm, endless, inevitable harm, pain, crisis, all the fucking time. All the fucking time. We're gonna find out why they're doing this and in what ways it's triggering the collective, especially the Gen Zs, because that's our generation at this current time. All right? Because it's to make people believe that other people are in a crisis or our world is in a crisis all the fucking time, bro. As if we give a shit. As if we give a fuck. We don't care. But then as soon as we say we don't care, they want to start, like this is what I say. As soon as I say we don't care, they want to start trying to build on that. It's like doesn't it get frustrating and annoying to have to sit there and pick apart what somebody else says for your own personal agenda? Doesn't it get annoying? Doesn't it get frustrating? Doesn't it like weigh on you to have to sit there and really listen to someone only to pay attention to the things that would benefit you, ignoring the actual things that would benefit everything around you to benefit you? Doesn't it get irritating to not have to like just naturally capture the essence of and spirit of truth and naturally achieve success without burdening yourself with trying to strategize on someone else's demise all the fucking time? Doesn't it hurt? Doesn't it bother you to have to sit down and be like having to strategize on how to survive when other people pass away? Like it's really enough, isn't it? My phone is dying once more. So we're going to see it. Sorry for that. We're going to see now. What are these like psychological things? Like what is it that they do? What's there? Just give me it. Just give me the story, Holy Spirit. Speak through me, Holy Spirit. Speak through me, God. Speak through me, Heavenly Father. Speak through me. This doesn't want to go back in. So for one, they don't want to release things. They don't want to let go of things that are meant to be let go of. They want people investigating things about them that we don't give a shit about. Like I already said, these are the forgotten motherfuckers. These are motherfuckers that are forgotten forever, right? They want to be remembered, right? They want to be measured. They want to be scientifically studied. These are the motherfuckers that want that all that attention, and then they're trying to act like other people are denied that attention. It's just fucked up. Okay, that's why we forget about them. Fuck them. They're fucking crooked as shit. Okay. 5 of Wands. So one thing is to trigger like physical manifestations of darkness. Okay, physical manifestations of darkness. That means illnesses. Okay, it means pains, accidents. Okay, physical manifestations of darkness is like when you're so hurt from a heartbreak, so you go drink yourself to death and then go on a fender bender, get struck. But that's what I mean. Physical manifestations of them, of darkness. Okay, that's what it is that they're enabling. Okay, and they're using those physical manifestations of darkness in order to strategize against your ideals, okay? So that you would feel like you have to sacrifice, or what, not really sacrifice, but as if you would have to compromise your ideals in order to make up for the physical manifestations of darkness that they're trying to psychologically manipulate you into doing onto yourself, okay? That's another thing, because they feel like they can get into authority positions, okay? They feel like it's up to them to authorize whether or not those physical manifestations of darkness are worthy of being healed or not. So they want those physical manifestations of darkness to compete against each other so that they can then act as if, well, we can only help people who are worse off. Kind of like when you go to the fucking hospital and they're like, well, your arm's broken, you can sit there for a little bit while we go and treat these other people. That's a problem, because what the fuck is that about? Right? That's what I mean. Okay? Yeah. Now they're trying to act like, well, if they're not in charge of doing that, who is? It's not going to exist for them to be in charge of, and that's what they're trying to deny. They're trying to deny that they created physical manifestations of issues onto others so that they would feel like they could be responsible for healing or issuing authorities on those physical manifestations of darkness. 1 second, y'all. Ugh. Everything hurts. Oh my gosh, I've been sitting like this for too long. Okay. You see what I'm saying? This is an example, right? But really, I'm just flexible. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just stretching. This is just a stretch. Okay. So this is me looking within, Empress energy, me looking within and harvesting this information and receiving this information. Okay. So I put myself like this in this position. But did I get myself this pillow? No. I didn't get myself this couch. I didn't get myself this couch. So I'm not responsible for how it affects me in the long run. Now am I? I could throw it away, but then I would also see compromising my comfort with something that, you see what I'm saying? That's an issue. It's like a lose-lose situation, you know? But the win in this is that I know that I'm comfortable, right? And so I'm grateful for my comfort because that's something that I achieve on my own, right? I'm the one that has to move and decide when, how, and where I'm going to sit on when I sit here, right? So I'm responsible for my comfort, right? And I know how to make myself comfortable. So I'm doing it, and thus it puts me in my authority position, standing in my power, right? And not giving my power away. These motherfuckers, they can't. So the person who got me this stuff, they can't benefit off of me asking for something else. They can't benefit of me being like, but it's uncomfortable, but I don't like it. They can't benefit off of me speaking my truth on what this is, because they were the ones that caused a problem for me to compromise with. But I didn't compromise with it, so it's not an issue. Thus, they are the ones that are settling with the issue for themselves. So they are uncomfortable with their life, but they're pretending not to be in order to act like something else is an issue, as if my comfort is an issue. But they can't say my comfort is an issue because I'm responsible for my comfort. So now people are just seeing that they're uncomfortable with their life and they're lying about it. Period. That extra step to where they're sabotaging other people to hide who they are and what it is that they're truly affected by is not saving themselves anymore. Really? That's good. That's good. You got it. Okay, I'm on 6%. I'm going to finish one of my paintings and I'm going to go eat. Okay? I got to go. Right. So King of Wands is here. So psychologically, what they do is that they try and benefit off of crises that happen physically. Okay? Physical crises. Okay? Physical based crises. Five of Pentacles. I mean, I said Five of Pentacles. 5 of Wands and 5 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, they try to cause physical manifestations of crises in like personal assets, personal belongings. Okay, that's basically what it is that they do. So let's see what this Nine of Pentacles really means. Okay, let's see what this Nine of Pentacles, because it's like self-made stuff. I'm gonna do it really quickly. Okay, it's like self-made things, plans, ideas, things like that. You see, look at them again. They want to protest luck and destiny, but it's like, what do you fucking mean? We're being original here. And they're trying to be stubborn about it, but it's none of our business that they're being stubborn about it. So basically, they're trying to deny us our own, like, selflessness. They're trying to call us selfish by projecting their selfishness onto us. That's it. We didn't build that. Is that a Nine of Pentacles? Did we build that? No, illness. See what I said? They're sick. They don't understand this. So what is it that does the nine? Exactly, donation, prayer, libation. This is what we built in our generation. We built altars. We built landscapes. We built things that, how do I explain this? Libation, prayer. We built strength, faith. We built power. That's what we did in our generation. We made power occur the way that power occurred. We worked with God with it. We prayed. Remember all those prayers we were done praying? We were the only ones praying properly. We were the only ones actually doing our shit correctly. Not everyone, obviously, but still, look, see, memory, luck. We built fortune for ourselves. What kind of fortune? Educational fortune. So our education is far more advanced than the previous generations, okay? So don't let these motherfuckers make it seem as if they're smarter than you or that they know more than you. No, the fuck they don't. The only shit that they're covering up is the shit that they caused, right? The effects in which that we are not affected by. Let me just make it clear. While they were being affected by their own bullshit, we were at home, chilling. We were asleep. We built professions for ourselves, bigger professions, newer professions, more professions, bigger jobs, better jobs, okay? We built goals for ourselves. We built ideals for ourselves. That's what we built. They want to act like these things that we made for ourselves are issues. But these are not issues. This is crazy. So they're trying to spark issues and problems in... They're trying to spark issues and problems in... Let me just charge my phone real quick, because like this is juicy for real. This is the shit that they were hiding. These were all the messages while they were fucking trying to like... This is crazy. They couldn't just read this shit? Fucking tilted. Okay. They were trying to act like there were always going to be problems in these situations. As if they were always going... As if like every time we pray... As if there's negative energy there. As if that every time something has to do with our luck or dharma, that there's some sort of because of something else. They always wanted to take like, what is the reason? They always wanted to like take reason, remove reason, and only they wanted to abuse logic. They wanted to abuse logic and deplete reason. That's the thing. That was their goal. That was their ceremony. I can't make this shit up. Ceremony, right? Mystery. That was their ceremony. Depleting reason. Look, I can't make this up. That's it. That was their goal. They didn't want to stop. They wanted to stop people from quitting. They wanted to stop people from not depleting reason. Like that was their whole identity. To deplete reason and to stop others from not depleting reason. That's it. That was it. They wanted people to be helpless with no reason. That's how they manifested death for themselves. And how is it that we're manifesting war for ourselves? Let me just ask real quick, because like I know Sagittarius is like big on that. I'm making sure that our generation is cleansed too, you know? So we gotta stop trying to apologize for not being okay with being like neglected or hated on. We have to stop apologizing for that, because there's resentment that was trying to be built as our generation, Gen Z. There was resentment that was trying to be built based off of us apologizing for the previous generations before us. Like reparations. You know, why do we want to supply energies with reparations or people with reparations, right? Really, it's not reparations. Really, it's us acknowledging their own identity, their ability to heal, their ability to thrive, their ability to grow. We are acknowledging that they do belong here, that they do, that they are assets in our community, that they are helpful to our ascension. This is love. We provide love, where that's what we're doing it for, because we know that they are to be trusted. We know that they are to be cared for. We know that they deserve love. They deserve to love themselves. And because they deserve love and deserve to love themselves, that we will provide for them. Not because they weren't provided to in the past. They were. They were provided to by God. And we know that since God has provided for them, that we too must follow along those footsteps and provide for them. Period. And that's the only way we can heal ourselves from the war that is upcoming, that is going to happen regardless. And we are ascending past it. Yeah, that's it. Their ceremony was to constantly deplete us of reason. We hadn't begun our ceremony yet, because the new generation is just being born. So we hadn't begun our ceremony yet until the new generation is here. See, our ceremony is going to be a gift. It's not going to be something that we make ourselves. It's going to be something that God provides us as a stable foundation. God is providing us with the true rites and ceremony, true mystery for us to uncover within ourselves. Not the fake mystery that they wanted us to uncover. Bullshit fucking mystery. Fucking unsolved crime mystery. What's so fucking unsolved about it? It's a crime. It's solved. Oh, they don't know who did it, but I can tell. I can tell. Yeah, look at this. Pretending to hide love. Look at this shit. Pretending to hide love in order to stop themselves from feeling in a nightmare. So other people would project nightmares onto them so that they could feel like they are being attended to. What in crazy bullshit is this? Pretending to hide a love affair in order for people to assume nightmares about them so that they can martyr themselves, so that they can pretend to be glorified. I swear I can't stand pride. I don't know why people keep on trying to acknowledge this pride situation. Fuck pride, man. Pride is a cardinal sin. I don't understand why people are sitting there confused about pride. It's arrogance and what is it? And pussy behavior. Cowardice. Arrogance and cowardice put together is pride. This is what they wanted to act like. This is what it is that they were trying to take from our generation. This is an accomplishment too. This is like imagine going through a degree, right? Going to college, going to university. And after you've done all your exams, you're about to receive your degree. As if that someone is going to come there and replace the name in the degree, as if you didn't study, you weren't there, this is why they can't get away with this anymore. Because there are cameras everywhere. We know who went to school. We know who was studying. We know who was there. We've seen the paperwork. We've seen the fingerprints and everything. That's why I'm telling you guys, like, these people, like, they're trying to project doomerism onto these kids. These kids are gonna be the ones watching these bitches. They're the only doomers there. The millennials and the Gen Ys, they're the only ones that are afraid of being watched. We are like, please watch us do good. We're like, please. I thought they were, look, either they're complaining that we're having our phones out everywhere, recording everything, or they're complaining as if we are not doing what we're supposed to do. Remember how many times these motherfuckers will be like, oh, I've never seen you clean your room. Must have never happened. Okay, so we started recording ourselves cleaning our rooms. Started recording ourselves having sex. Started recording ourselves taking pictures, showers, videos of ourselves doing everything. Recorded it all. What the fuck are they gonna do about us now? They thought they could control us if they're watching us. As if their eyes have been anything but lustful. Them lustful eyes do not control us. Them lustful eyes do not control us. What I say? Disturbing us all the fucking time. If it's not disturbing us in person, they want to disturb us in spirit. If it's not disturbing us in our hearts, it's disturbing us in our minds. Constantly being disturbances, constantly being unjust in their disturbances. Perceiving things wrong, thinking things wrong, acting wrong, being wrong, and then being arrogant about it like we were supposed to give a fuck. Who gives a fuck? Not us. Yeah, inner child. I'm sure God does give a fuck, and maybe we should start giving a fuck. Isn't it? That's why we give a fuck about our next generation. You see how that works? You see how that works? You see how kind and nice our inner children and our younger generations are? Our younger generations are saying, you know something? Maybe the angels do care about them. Maybe God does care about them. Maybe it's them that's fucking their lives up, and it's the young and it's the angels and stuff, and then they care about them. Maybe we should give a fuck. Yeah, I absolutely agree. That's why we're gonna be caring about the younger generations, and subsequently, look at the younger generation already caring about us. Self-love. Whatever this cursed energy is, it's gonna stop. It's literally gonna stop. What else were they using to simulate negative intentions and negative energies in our imagination and mental fortitudes? What else were they utilizing? Investments. So emotional investments. So like it's like what they permit and don't permit in their life, right? What they're okay with and what they're not okay with. So a lot of these motherfuckers will pretend like they're okay with certain things, like fashion. We've seen that shit. Like fashion styles, or like they'll pretend to be okay with like senses, some sense of things, right? That they invest into those senses, right? That they act and pretend in that way, as if that they, yeah, as if that they've invested in some sort of sense. In some sort of sense. Could I get some examples in what sense? Look, entrap, allure, victim, trick. You see what I'm saying? That they've invested in some sort of allure, okay? In some sort of way of recognition, as if they've invested in some sort of recognition, as if it hurts them that they did that, right? Like even like voting, like for example, voting, as if that they voted for someone and it hurts them that they voted in someone. And nobody give a fuck about that shit. They didn't give a shit about that either. They didn't. They're pretending to give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? They're pretending to care about all these things. They don't care. They're pretending to. They're pretending it works. They're pretending to, so that other people would look at them like, wow, what a responsible person. They clearly give a shit about it. They must have affected them in some type of way. But that's not the truth. It hasn't affected them in any kind of way but negative to everyone else. It's affected them in a way where they're fucking fake as shit, acting fake towards other people. That's how it's affected them. Yeah, they pretend as if that they've. Wow, what a fucking betrayal up in this bitch. So they were pretending to be into astrology. They were pretending to be into like the sixth sense, into fortune telling, into and let me explain to you what fortune telling could also be. It could be like people don't understand this about the stock markets. It's also fortune telling in a way. It's not yet gambling up until you're gambling, right? Because there's two different things about it. Either you're good at it and you know how it works, or you're gambling. And that's what the fuck this is. They pretended to be into fortune telling. They pretended to be into the stock markets. These motherfuckers gained wealth accidentally. They didn't know what the fuck was going to happen. So what'd you call it? It was by coincidence, but it was fated for them. That's how fate works. But they pretended to be lucky. They pretended to invest in these things, in the stock market, in the exchange, the foreign exchange markets, into the black markets, into the wealth industries, into the luxurious industries, into the art industries, into the any kind of industry that just screams wealth and luxury. They pretended to accommodate those industries. This is so that they could pretend as if that they hadn't received anything in return from those industries, because they pretended to achieve it. So they, of course, they weren't going to get anything from it. They didn't put anything in it. They just pretended to. They acted like people were scamming them. They were the scammers. Is that clear? Is that clear? That's why they can't afford compromising or being angry at anyone. They can't afford being angry at anyone. So they're trying to act like we can't afford that. They're trying to act like they can't. They're trying to, oh my goodness. They can't afford compromising to peace, for security. They can't afford it. So they're trying to act like we can't afford to compromise with peace, or as if we can't compromise or to afford compromising with God. You know, because you can be in a terrible situation and not like it. But once you understand that you're meant to be in that situation so you could learn something, you could grow. That's compromise. You're compromising with the situation God puts you in order for you to learn how to be better. They can't compromise. They can't afford to compromise. They can't afford to protest any longer. They can't afford to be angry anymore. Look, they gotta live and learn. They gotta be in the present now. It's too late. Meanwhile, the motherfuckers that don't belong in the present they stay in the past. Look, marionette. No one is in control of them. They're stubborn. They got a mullish attitude. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to feel it. They don't want to, but they're going to have to experience it. They will experience it. And they can keep that arrogance to themselves. Period. They're going to leave that. They're going to keep that arrogance to themselves. That's it. Because we're lucky enough to afford not having to compromise with them about that. We're lucky enough to accommodate the goals that we're getting to, especially when it comes to the younger generation. And that's it. And that's why their manipulation isn't working. That's also why it's stopping. Yeah, because it was not okay for them to try and fraud and scam us in our life, because they pretended to be frauded and scammed in their life. What kind of sick fucking generation pretends to be fucking traumatized? No, really, what kind of sick fucking generation pretends to be traumatized, pretends to be homeless, pretends to be wealthy, pretends to care, pretends to pray? What kind of sick fucking generation is that? I'm done. I'll see you guys in the next reading, okay? Sayonara.